This is the gospel according to the IRS, Breaking Points and Church Financial Updates. And now, here's the authority, Dr. Michael Chitwood and Breaking Points.
This is Michael Chitwood. Welcome to Breaking Points today. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for being with us today. I want you to get your pad and your paper and that nice, very expensive pen. We're going to take some notes because we're going to be talking about money. We're going to be talking about money. Say that with me, money. Some people have trouble saying money, especially Christian folks. Have you ever noticed that they all want it? The only thing I've ever found bad about money is the fact that you don't have any. One man said that money won't make you happy. I told him this. I said, well, being poor won't make you happy either. You have to find a balance there. I believe that the Lord wants you to be blessed. I believe that He wants you to have the abundant life here. I believe that He wants you to experience all of the abundance that He has for you here right now. I don't believe that you have to go around being poor. I don't believe that you have to go around being a testimony of being poor. Now, if you're poor, that's one thing. The Bible says take care of the poor because they'll always be with you. But He also said this, if you don't work, you don't eat. I want to talk to you today about compensation. I know that you didn't pay for any of that little excerpt there, but it only took about 36 seconds, so according to the clock here. So let's talk about rules on excess compensation. Grab your pad and pen if you can. I want to read something to you here that I think is very interesting, and I think that it's going to be very important that you follow this. If you're a nonprofit, at the top of your page, by the way, put rules on excess compensation. We're talking about how to pay the pastor of the church. Hey, board member, you better wake yourself up. Somebody nudge that board member sitting right next to you that's sleeping and wake him up because he could wind up in jail. Tell him that. That'll wake him up. Oh, see there what happened? See, he just woke right up. Did you see that? Isn't that amazing? It's just like he had a cup of stiff coffee. Rules on excess compensation. Compensation. Say compensation. Say money. Say finance. If your nonprofit organization, church, including churches, by the way, make excess benefit payments to disqualified persons, it could result in the revocation of its tax-exempt status and penalties to be paid by the organization or all of the individual board members by the key persons who voted for and approved that transaction. So number one, you need to make a note there. First of all, the board cannot set the pastor's salary. The board cannot set the pastor's compensation package. The board does not know how to set the pastor's compensation package in the first way. Well, how much you need this year, Reverend? Well, I need 40. Well, we'll give you 38. Well, what about 39? That's not the way that you set a pastor's compensation package. That's the way unions set their hourly wage, but negotiating up and down. Things are driven by the uncertainty or the certainty of the economy or the world, I should say, today. So you can't set the pastor's salary. We know that there's 4 things that go into the pastor's compensation package. We know that. And that is, number 1, ministry-related expenses. Number 2, fringe benefits. Fringe benefits. Number 3, his actual salary or compensation or income. And category number 4 is housing allowance. That's the only 4 categories that can make up his compensation package. Now that is a major fact within itself, but that does not allow you to set the pastor's compensation package. Now, sanctions, that's penalties, contained in the most recent legislation assesses a penalty, write this down, of 25% of the excess benefit. Listen, the government, the Oversight Committee, the House Ways and Means Committee, all of these committees here that examine these things are saying this. They're tired of you giving excess benefits to key people in nonprofit organizations. Now, Congress defines a disqualified person as those who has major influence over the organization's affairs, including pastor, officers, directors, paid managers, administrators, deacons, and trustees. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question today. What other proof do you need to have before you? You're going to wind up having to pay 25% penalties of the amount above the benefit. If you are a person that controls the pastor, officers, directors, paid managers, administrators, deacons, and trustees, and even here they have in parentheses people that are bookkeepers. Now you think you have a bookkeeper, but she's not a bookkeeper, she's a check writer. And sometimes these check writers will send you to jail. You know why? Because they don't know what they're doing. They're good people, and when they die, most of them will go to heaven. But for the most part, they don't know what to do. Are you going to allow 8 people, 4 men, 4 women, to have your life in their hands when that jury comes back? Don't take this chance tomorrow. I'm going to continue with the pastor's compensation package and excess benefits. This is Michael Chitwood.
Breaking Points gives you the latest IRS updates and tax law. Pastor, if the IRS came to your church today, what would you say? If you really want your house of worship in order, call 1-800-345-9117.